Going, guys? What is going on? I am DJ Av. Smash that like button because we got a review for the Alesis Multimix8, which is an audio interface, which is something that I needed because of the fact that if you see in the background here, I am using the Yamaha Audiogram 6. I've had that for quite a while now, and now it might be time for me to replace it. So I got a recommendation from a couple of friends to check this out, so I'm gonna check it out for them before I make the final purchase on it.
Nintendo.
Anyways, so off top, I saw some things that I really liked about this. The main thing I liked about it is it has onboard effects, and those onboard effects can be assigned to any of these 8 tracks that you see in front of you. And that goes hand in hand for things like this right down beneath us right here for the modular sense that I have. So that is great. On top of that, I have sound modules, and then maybe I just might want to put some reverb on some stuff like that, which we're going to test out in this very same video as well. After I get finished talking about some of the ins and outs and stuff like that. So this is cool. You have 4 mic ins right here, and I find that to be more than enough. But the sheer amount of line ins that you got 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's cool. These 2 are mono, which I don't know, but perhaps that wouldn't really affect something that is already mono, like the Make Noise Zero Coast and that in the Mother, which only have 1 voice anyways. So stereo is not needed for that. And the EQs on there, that's awesome. You don't have to necessarily mess with that. If you're one that's scared about it, you can just make it set it flat. But again, the extra ins and outs are necessary, as well as they provided different ways where you can plug up stuff. Perhaps you might have a record player or something like that, and it has RCAs or whatever you want to do in general. If you want to play tapes or whatnot, which comes in handy that you have those 2 tracks right here, these RCAs. So yeah, that's cool. And then you have a monitor out and the main out, which again, we're gonna test that out and see how that works, if it works good or not. So why am I replacing it if I have an audio interface that I like? There is a noise. There's a white noise that you actually can hear because I have this. I have a gate on my voice, and I'm getting tired of hearing that, as well as certain things that I want to do production-wise. So that is one of the main reasons why I want to pick this up. But also that what was brought into my eyes that I was like, bruh, I don't like this. The fact that you have a power on and the phantom power in the back, and so that means there's limitations to where I would have to put this in order to be able to use it properly, as well as the USB in the back. But it is control compliant, it's CC, so that means that if you're Windows 8 and above or Windows Vista and above, or the current OS and Mac, you'll be able to hook it up without having to download the drivers. Now, if you have Windows XP, I feel sorry for you because you might have to pay for your drivers. Might. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and test some stuff out because that will help everybody gauge whatever, or especially me, if it's a keeper or not. So let's do that. So we're back, and as you can hear, I have like doubles coming in every now and then. Now that is kind of like the first thing that really grinded my gear about this audio interface right here. So so I'm very disappointed in that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about the other features about it because it's pretty good. One of the cool features about it, if I could ever get rid of this pre-roll that's affecting this recording, is this right here, the effects section. So I'm gonna go and what I just did right here while messing with the pre-roll or whatnot. I'm trying to figure out what that is I just put everything for the effects section. The internal processor, which is located right here, is gonna have effects running through it, which has a main out as well. And you would turn that up as well when you want to engage the effects that I'm about to render right now. So yeah, as you can see, it's some pretty cool stuff. And going through it and talking makes me even madder than the fact that I have to deal with this pre-roll. Yeah, some cool effects. Ooh, yeah. Oh, all right. So, yeah, cool effects. Yeah. Whoa. And I'm back. And it just makes it disappoints me the fact that I have this real pre-roll in front of us. And also, when I go through the effect again, I'm gonna go back to this effect. You can adjust the dry wet right over here and adjust the amount of the effect, and then go back. So you can do that on both, really. So it's not necessary for you to take that. I don't think. But yeah, that's pretty good. That works. And the EQs themselves, which you have high, mid lows, and lows. Very white, baby. So yeah, that really disappoints me that this pre-roll is there. And from my understanding from ASIO drivers and running those and whatnot, which I'm not running that at all. I don't have a DAW. I don't have a DAW open right now. So that's not the issue. I don't know what is the issue. So it just brings me to this area right here, which if I was to disengage this, which would stop the pre-roll from me hearing it, but it won't stop it from it occurring, even if I was to do this. So I just turned both of them off. I don't even know if you can actually hear me. What I just said is I don't know if you actually can hear me, but I just turned that off the main two monitors. So perhaps maybe that might be the issue, but the issue then would be the fact that I cannot hear no audio from the microphone itself. And even if I do that, I just turn that on and see if that works. So if it does appear that I can, that the pre-roll stops from that, then I will be happy. Otherwise, I'm kind of disappointed as far as the mic. But other than that, though, I really like the fact that the quality of the overall sound. I might as well just dial that in again, so the pre-roll won't be such a pain in the ass to everybody else. So now that I have the haul on, stop the pre-roll real quick. Yeah. So it really is pretty. Like the effects themselves are really good quality. I feel like they're very useful for when if you're trying to do post-production, as well as having extra ins and outs and stuff like that. Let me go ahead and turn it down just a tad bit. I wet it up less. So that is pretty awesome within itself. And you have this in the 2 tracks. I think this goes to tracks 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So again, another disappointing thing is the fact that you don't have XLR plus quarter-inch on the inside, much like the Alesis does. However, one cool thing about it, well, at least the first 2 tracks, is that you can route effect like this. So I have a Alesis 3630 compressor, and it's much more reliable than this right now. But and I do have the reverb on, the hall reverb on. Maybe it turned down just a tad. I don't think it's that annoying, but yeah. So coming from that, off the Yamaha, I feel that the Yamaha is a little bit more simple, and this has a little bit more complexity to it. However, that pre-roll is annoying as hell. So yeah, that's basically about it. So do I recommend it? I don't know right now. Maybe perhaps in another video that I will fix that, and that will help, because be as it may, this channel is also tutorials and stuff like that. So I kind of find this to be unless I find some creative ways to use effects, that it'll be like that. So I just be all doing some crazy stuff, and perhaps that might work. But other than that, just having it dry and then that doubling effect comes up is annoying. Anyways, enough ranting. But do I recommend this? Yes, for production. Everything else wouldn't be affected by it when you record stuff in, because that issue is not an issue with these two ends. It is with this end right here. Weird, right? So yeah, basically about it. If you want to gamble and get and spend the 160 on it, and you need the extra outs, or the extra ins and the extra outs, yeah, go for it. If you want to spend the $150 for it. Otherwise, I kind of recommend the Yamaha Audio Ram 6 over this. You know, just my recommendations right now, as I have this pre-roll in it. So, you know, perhaps that will be fixed or whatnot. Maybe I've overlooked something, and it might be that issue, and we could work on it. And then I know my vocals are lower as well. So I'm DJ Adam McCree, and I thank y'all for your time. Have a good day, and thanks for hanging with me.